Have you ever heard of the ghostly apparitions in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania? Our journey into the spectral heart of America begins with the Battle of Gettysburg, a turning point in the American Civil War. Over the course of 3 brutal days in July of 1863, this quaint Pennsylvania town became a theater of war. The air was thick with the roar of cannon fire, the clash of steel, and the cries of the fallen. An estimated 51,000 soldiers were killed, wounded, or went missing, making it one of the deadliest battles in American history. But when the smoke cleared and the living moved on, many say the dead did not. Almost immediately, locals began to report strange occurrences. The echoes of phantom gunfire, spectral soldiers marching in formation, ghostly cries in the night that chilled the blood of the bravest souls. Consider the tale of a group of tourists exploring the battlefield late one evening. They reportedly saw a line of soldiers in Civil War attire advancing towards them. Believing them to be reenactors, the tourists moved closer only to see the soldiers vanish before their eyes. Or the account of a night watchman at Gettysburg College who claimed to have encountered a spectral woman in 19th century clothing. As he approached her, she disappeared, leaving only a chill in the air and the scent of roses. And then there are the countless stories of ghostly encounters at the Gettysburg Hotel, a Civil War hospital turned lodging house. Guests have reported everything from strange noises and cold spots to full-bodied apparitions. These tales are but a few of the many that have earned Gettysburg a reputation as one of the most haunted places in America. It's as if the town is forever trapped in the echo of those 3 terrible days in 1863, a window into a past that refuses to be forgotten. Even today, visitors to Gettysburg report uncanny sightings, making it one of the most haunted locations in the USA. Next, we travel to Adams, Tennessee, the home of one of the most famous ghost stories in America, the Bell Witch. In the early 19th century, the Bell family found themselves at the center of a paranormal whirlwind. The family, headed by John Bell, reported being tormented by a malicious entity, a specter they later named the Bell Witch. This unseen force was not your ordinary ghost. It had a voice, a chilling, disembodied voice that echoed through their humble farmhouse. Visitors to the Bell home reported hearing it too, a spectral whisper that could rise to a thunderous roar, leaving a deep, unsettling fear in its wake. The family endured this haunting for several years, living in a constant state of terror. The entity seemed to take particular delight in tormenting John Bell and his youngest daughter Betsy. It would pull their hair, slap them, and even throw objects at them. But the chilling climax of this haunting was the death of John Bell himself. John Bell, a robust and hardy man, began to suffer from mysterious seizures. His health rapidly deteriorated, and he was often found in a state of confusion. On a cold December morning in 1820, John Bell was found lifeless in his bed. Beside him, a small vial of an unknown liquid was discovered. The Bell Witch, in her eerie voice, claimed responsibility for his death, boasting that she had given him the deadly potion. What was this entity that so cruelly tormented the Bells? Was it a disgruntled spirit, a demonic force, or a manifestation of their collective fears? We may never know. The Bell Witch left the family in 1821, promising to return in 7 years, a promise she apparently kept. Today, the story of the Bell Witch continues to captivate and terrify. Her haunting is a chilling reminder of the unexplained mysteries that lurk in the shadows of history. The legend of the Bell Witch continues to chill the hearts of those who dare to explore it. Our next stop is the grand city of Chicago, where the ghost of an infamous fire haunts the Chicago Opera House. Nestled in the heart of the Windy City, the Opera House is a symbol of resilience and revival. But its elegance hides a chilling past, the Great Chicago Fire of 1871. The fire, sparked by a cow, or so the legend goes, caused catastrophic damage, turning the once thriving city into a charred wasteland. Among the devastation were countless lives lost, many of whose stories ended in the flames. The tale gets a haunting twist when we delve into the spectral sightings at the Opera House. Patrons and staff alike have reported strange occurrences, eerie whispers in the wings, an unexplained chill in the air, and the inexplicable scent of smoke when no fire is present. But the most chilling of these reports is the apparition of a woman in 19th century attire. She is often seen in the upper balconies, watching over performances with a melancholic gaze. Who is this spectral lady, you ask? Some believe she's a victim of the Great Chicago Fire, her spirit forever bound to the place she loved most. She is known as the Phantom of the Opera House. Theory suggests she was an opera enthusiast, tragically perishing in the fire before she could enjoy her beloved art one last time. Her ghost, it seems, has found solace in the opera house, reliving her passion eternally. There are skeptics, of course, who dismiss these tales as mere fables, the product of overactive imaginations. But those who felt the icy touch of the phantom or heard the distant strains of a ghostly aria may beg to differ. The Chicago Opera House, a place of beauty and art, also holds a spectral resident, adding to its rich history. As the curtain falls, one can't help but wonder, who will be the next to encounter the phantom of the Chicago Opera House? We end our journey on the rocky shores of Alcatraz Island, a place infamous for its ghostly inmates. Alcatraz Island, often simply known as The Rock, sits forebodingly in the heart of San Francisco Bay. For 3 decades, from the 30s to the 60s, it served as America's most notorious high-security prison. Housing infamous criminals like Al Capone and George Machine Gun Kelly, Alcatraz was the end of the line, the final stop for the country's most hardened and incorrigible criminals. But, as the 60s neared their close, so did the prison's life. The cost of operating such a facility on an island, coupled with the severe erosion of the buildings due to the harsh salt air, led to its abandonment. And yet, while the living inmates may have left, many believe that the spirits of those who died there never did. Over the years, countless visitors, staff, and even skeptics have reported instances of paranormal activity. Ghostly apparitions in the old cell blocks, disembodied voices echoing through the empty corridors, and sudden, inexplicable cold spots that make the hairs on your neck stand on end. The most frequently cited apparition is that of a man in late 19th century prison garb, often seen in the prison's hospital. Another common report is a group of spectral figures dressed in old-fashioned prison uniforms walking down the corridor of D Block, only to vanish into thin air. And then there are the voices, whispers heard in the silence of the night, conversations in empty cells, and cries of distress that seem to come from nowhere. Some have even reported hearing the eerie strains of a harmonica, thought to be the ghost of Al Capone, who was known to play during his time at Alcatraz. Alcatraz remains a chilling reminder of its past, its spectral inmates forever imprisoned on the Rock. Perhaps for some, the prison's nickname, The Rock, holds a dual meaning, a prison made of stone, but also a place where souls are trapped, eternally caught between this world and the next. From the battlefields of Gettysburg to the haunted cells of Alcatraz, we've journeyed through the haunted history of the USA. Each tale more spine-chilling than the last, we've traversed the eerie corners of the country, unearthing stories of the supernatural that lie beneath. We began with the chilling tales of Gettysburg, where the echoes of a bloody Civil War battle still resound, ghostly soldiers caught in an eternal struggle, their spirits unable to find peace, a haunting reminder of our nation's turbulent past. Then we ventured into the realm of the Bell Witch, the notorious entity that tormented the Bell family. A tale that continues to baffle and terrify. It's a chilling testament to the power of the unknown. We swept the curtains aside at the Chicago Opera House, where the Phantom still performs his spectral solos. The ethereal music, the shadowy figure, his presence felt in the whispers of the wind. Finally, we docked at the infamous Alcatraz, where the anguished spirits of past inmates are said to linger. The haunted cells, the eerie sounds, a grim testament to the island's dark history. We've uncovered these tales and more, but remember, these are just a few of the countless ghost stories that pepper the nation. So who knows what spectral surprises your state might hold?